Hey family, it is Friday, which means that it is the one more day episode. It is only one more sleep until Tennessee and NC State face off in the Dukes Mayo Classic right there in Charlotte, North Carolina. Today, you know how it is, man. We got pump the gas, hit the brakes. We got college football pick'ems. We've got keys to victory. We've got offensive and defensive playmakers. We got a lot to get to. Also, we got a new segment we're going to start doing on Friday. It's called Vol Shots. This is rapid fire questions where we're literally answering yes or no. We don't have no type of context, yes or no. We're calling it Vol Shots. It's going to be a fire day. I got my man C2 with me, and I got that boy Turner. It is about to be a great Friday. So wherever you're tuning in from, go ahead right now. Turn it up loud. Turn it up all the way up because you already know what it is, man. It's straight up Tennessee, baby. Welcome to the one more day NC State week. Is also Chop It Up Friday. It's straight up Tennessee, baby. Let's get it.
First play, second quarter, touchdown Tennessee. That throw's intercepted. Pierce down the sideline. Touchdown.
What's happening, y'all? You got Ruck here and C2. The boy Turner will be joining us shortly, but y'all know what to do, man. It's the top of the show. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification right now for NC State week, man. This is the content's just getting better. It's NC State week, massive week. I mean, Corey, honestly, the top of the show, bro, like I believe the season truly starts for Tennessee tomorrow.
Absolutely. I mean, it didn't start last weekend. Last weekend was fun, but the real first test comes tomorrow.
And I love how you did air quotes. Everybody listening on Apple and Spotify, what's up with y'all, man? Y'all know what to do. Rate it 5 stars. Let the people know why they need to be listening to Straight Up Tennessee, baby. The man Corey just did air quotes. Corey, do you want to unpack why you think this is just a quote test, end quote?
I think we'll get into that in the show. I'm not that impressed after digging further in.
I get it. C2 wasn't with us on the live Monday show. And so with this one, he's going to have a lot of content, I'm sure, just to kind of wrap this thing up. I want to start off the top of the show with this. The Icy Whites return tomorrow. I think everybody was a little disappointed. We thought we were going to get something that we probably truly knew wasn't going to happen, but we also like to dream, right? And so what do you think about the Icy Whites, bro? What do you think about the Stormtroopers rolling out first road game? To me, it lets me know they mean business, bro. Like they don't care about the cute, flashy. It's just like, it's a business trip, bro.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it lets me know, is that we are not taking this lightly. We know we're going to save our special uniforms for the most part for games that are less important. So any thought anyone may have had that we may be overlooking NC State after their struggle win last week should have gone out the door.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we had a great show on Monday, man. Monday night was fun. Had a lot of guys tuning in. Was one of our biggest lives of the year so far. And I think well deserved, man. It's NC State week. It's a big week. I think that just overall, we're going to truly see not just the makings of this team, but we're going to see the true identity start to be developed. I don't think we're even going to really know who we are until after that week 4 game at Oklahoma on the road, first SEC game. Like that is the man. I know next week we play Kent State, but we're not going to really talk about Kent State. Like we're all looking forward. And guess what? We can, because we're fans. We're fans. Like we can do what we want to do. The players, they better lock in. But we can do what we want. So, but obviously Saturday, man, big day. What I guess from this angle, C2, because you weren't there on Monday, what are you kind of hoping to see? And what are you then, and when I say hoping, I mean like overarching, like, what are you just like, man, I hope that we see this. But then what are you actually expecting to see? Because I think there's a difference in what we hope to see and then what, there's a part of your brain that's kind of like, but this is what's really going to happen. And so where are you kind of at right now on Friday? We're one more day out.
Look, I think my hope, it's also going to give a hint to one of my keys to victory. But my hope is also what I expect to happen, and that's for us to come out and build an early lead.
Mm-hmm.
Something where we jump out ahead quickly to take one of their two better offensive players out of the game in Jordan Waters. Because if we get up by 2-3 touchdowns early, it's going to be harder for them to justify running the ball as we go later into the game.
Yep. I agree with that. I mean, and we'll talk about that in keys to victory, but it definitely, man, fast start is needed, and Tennessee did that. And typically when we are operating at the quarterback position at a high level, we're going to get that fast start. And Nico has given me no reason to believe that we're not going to get it. Like if we get the football first, I'm sorry. That's all I can say. You know what I'm saying? If we get the football first, it's a tutty. And if you're NC State, if you win the toss, I'm taking the ball. Like, if I'm NC State, like, I ain't playing no defense. Y'all go ahead and welcome the homie Turn to the show. What's up, my boy?
What up?
Ah, there he is.
What up,
What up, C2? What up, my boy?
Yeah. Turn be right back. Or C2 be right back. But miss me and you, Turn. Let's chop this up real quick, bro. So obviously it was just asking him, what did he think was kind of, what do you hope to see? But then what are you also expecting to see? C2 was basically saying like what he hopes and what he expects. Hope is truly a fast start. So if we can get a fast start, like C2 said, it's going to be night quickly.
I think so. I think I caught the end of the conversation when you were when I was walking in my room, but we get the ball first, it's game over if we score first. I promise.
Oh, yeah. But I said if I'm NC State, if I'm NC State, I'm not kicking to Tennessee first. That's crazy.
No,
I'm taking the
absolutely
ball.
not. Yeah.
Now
100%.
we will play defense first.
Yes.
Like I feel like Heupel feels so good to where he's like, strap up, bro. Let's see what you rocking with, right? But
yeah, man. I think me and you kind of talked about it on the phone, man. I'm excited for the run game this game. I mean, of course, the hype's around Nico, I get it, but we kind of talked about the defense on the phone earlier with the 3-3-5. Man, DeSamp, Bishop, Selden, whoever should have a heyday.
I mean, there are going to be opportunities. There are going to be opportunities all over the football field to just run the ball. And I think a lot of people mistake our offense for being an air raid. And really, we don't really, it's not that we don't want to throw the ball, but like, we want to run the football. Like, we want to pound you and make you feel like I literally can't stop it. And then once you feel like you can, we're going to bop you over the top. And it's a scary place to be in. So y'all boys, let's dive in, man. Let's start it this way today, man. We're going to go into early today. We'll start right here with playmakers of the game. Let's start on the defensive side first. I think we always like to start with offense. Let's start with defense first. C2, when you think about this Tennessee team today on a Friday, what are you hoping, or who are you hoping? And I think we all might have the same answer because he only played 10 snaps last week. But defensively, what are you looking for? Who needs to be that playmaker of the game for Tennessee?
Well, I'm actually going to take a page out of your book from last week on the offensive side of the ball. And I'm going to say the defensive line as a unit, because I think if we can shut down Jordan Waters early and often, that we don't have much to worry about. Just being honest.
I would agree. Turn, what about you?
Man, I'm going to go crazy out here. I mean, of course, you want to say James Pierce. Number one for me, but I'm gonna say somebody different, man. I'm gonna say Ricky Gibson, man.
The return of Ricky. Obviously, Ricky Gibson was held out last week. First game action, big action for him. in 2024. That's a great pick, actually.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what he is because I mean we got to see him a little bit last year, but I mean he didn't play at all during that UTC game, so that's my defensive player at the game.
Yeah, and I think for me it's James Pierce, man. And here's the biggest reason: 10 snaps last week. You didn't get a great sample size. He was pissed off that he couldn't play. I need that same pissed off type of mentality from play one. There was a guy listening to Locked On Vols. Shout out to Eric Kane. Was listening to Locked On Vols on Thursday, and he did a crossover show with the NC State guys. And pretty much one of the guys said, James Pierce is listed at 243 pounds, but he don't look more over 230 pounds soaking wet. And pretty much said he's a little light in the pants, and that their offensive tackle that is supposedly going to be a first-round pick. I think it's something Bolton or Belton or something like that. Basically said that he's going to own James Pierce. And if NC State shuts down James Pierce, then Grayson McCall's just going to eat the DBs up. So take that for what you will.
What my man doesn't realize is that just because muscle takes up less space, so it looks leaner, he looks smaller, that's because he's carrying his weight not in fat, but in muscle. So that offensive lineman is going to be in for a day.
Yeah, I'd love to see that offensive lineman's first step versus James's first step.
That's what I'm about to say, bro. I mean, it's night and day difference. Also, I mean, I heard this a couple days ago. Keenan Peatley only played like 15 snaps too.
15, exactly 15.
So I mean,
we're fresh, bro.
Yeah.
It's like we never played. Literally, it's like we never played.
Even our starting defense against UTC wasn't really our starting defense.
Yeah,
like our first team defense that played through the first half, that wasn't really our first team defense. That was some of our first team defense with our biggest star players kind of getting
not playing. Yeah,
I want to say I seen something too where it said we played over 30 people on defense that game.
Wouldn't surprise
or something
me.
like that. 30 different people on defense that game.
And dude, what's crazy is that rotation might shrink like by 5 people.
I think it was locked on. I think it was Eric Kane because he said we played over 30 people and NC State last week played 19.
I'm telling you, bro.
Or something like that.
The depth is nasty. Offensive side of the ball. Let's talk about this. Playmaker of the game, offensive side of the ball turn. Who do you think it has to be?
I mean, with the 3-3-5, I'm gonna say D Samp.
Yeah, bro.
I agree.
I'm saying Dylan Sampson, and I might even just go further and say the running back room. Like I need everybody to just eat.
Yeah, because if we can, I mean, we should have a heyday running the ball. And I mean, if we're having a heyday running the ball, that ain't gonna do nothing but open up the passing game.
I told you on Thursday, bro. I said this is a game where almost every play is an RPO.
Every
the entire game is an RPO because
pick your poison.
Once you hit them. Just what are you gonna do? Try to decide what you're gonna do, and then because now we have the guy back there at quarterback who can honestly make it shake either way. He's gonna say, "All right, yeah, I'll give it here," or if he's got a route there. I mean, I don't think if anybody really even noticed this. The touchdown in the end zone, first to Ethan Davis, and then to Dante Thornton, both of those plays are RPOs.
Yeah.
Both 100%. Of them. So I don't know where C2 went. I guess he disappeared.
And I think that's where it's like, our offense is so nasty. Like, like you're talking about the RPO, like you've got the slot receiver. Let's say they wanted to get fancy and blitz an outside backer or like blitz a corner. Well, if you got an RPO, that wide receiver's naked.
100%. 100%. And we're going to hit it down the sideline and it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
And I can promise you this, it's going to happen a lot this year. I really do think this. We didn't run it against UTC, of course, but man, I think you're going to get 5 wide. And when I say 5 wide, I mean a tight end is going to be one of the receivers, of course. But 5 wide, QB draw. I promise.
See, I don't know how I feel about running him that much. Granted, it will happen. There
Yeah.
will be a game that, hey, maybe the run game isn't there, and we've got to open it up with Nico, right? I
Mhm.
just don't. I hope that's not tomorrow. I just hope that's not tomorrow. I want to just be able to dog walk the wolf pack. I want
Yeah,
to
because
dog walk them.
I mean, I think we said it, or I don't know if I was talking to you, if I was talking to a buddy of mine from church, but I think I was talking to a buddy of mine from church. But like, I think you see it out of Nico, like just from last year and like UTC game. He wants to be a pocket passer.
Oh yeah, but he has that
Yeah,
wiggle.
absolutely. So
He has that wiggle. So we'll get C2's offensive player, but we're gonna keep it moving, man. We got so much to cover tonight. So let's do this turn. Let's do our first ever Vol shots, man. So Vol shots, this is what we're gonna start calling this segment, man. It's just 5 quick things where we're pretty much gonna fly through it and say, hey, do we take this or do we not? Yes or no? So right now, number 1 right here is this: the spread is 10. You taking the spread?
yes,
Over or under?
over.
Okay. Do we have a player win the SEC offensive player or defensive player of the week?
Yes, offense.
Ooh, does Tennessee have less than 8 penalties? Neutral site, away from Neyland Stadium. It's going to be a little 50-50 potentially. Does Tennessee have less than 8 penalties?
No,
Oh, I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
Does Tennessee take the lead early?
Yes,
Does Tennessee win by 2+ touchdowns?
yes.
Okay,
2.
I'm gonna go. Spread is 10. I'm taking the over.
Yep.
The over. Do we have an SEC player win offensive or defensive player of the week? No. I'm gonna say no. I think it's gonna be too balanced. The game's gonna be way too balanced. If I had to pick, I'm gonna say offense. Dylan Sampson.
Yeah.
Less than 8 penalties? Yes. Yes, less than 8. Does Tennessee take the lead early? No. I think NC State's gonna score first. And I think it's just going to wake us up. I think they're going to score like a field goal first drive.
Okay.
Tennessee win by 2+ touchdowns, 4+ touchdowns. So that's just how I'm feeling. Ball shots, round 1. You feel me? So obviously looking even deeper into it, it just kind of takes it right into keys to victory. Obviously talking about how we're going to win. So like when you think about keys to victory, for the game tomorrow, we always do 3 defensive keys, 3 offensive keys. Let's start on offense. We started on defense earlier for playmakers. What would be your 3 offensive keys to victory, man, leading into tomorrow?
Establish the run game early.
Yeah.
Number 1. Number 2, I mean, I feel like these are pretty straightforward. Establish the run game early. Got to give Nico some time up front.
Yeah.
And I need that receiving core to keep that up. Like no drop off.
Yeah.
I need them to keep it.
Yeah. I think for me, offensively, keys to victory. This is the way I wrote it down. Insane pushback. I need the offensive line to push them around. I need insane pushback, just knocking them off the ball to where it don't matter even if we're only getting 2 yards. Everything's positive. Everything is positive. That's the first key. Number 2 was wide receivers continue to show out. I think Nico hit 10 different passing targets last week. That number is going to shrink every week when you start to play better teams. But I think Nico's still going to spread the ball around because he wants to hit the open guy, not his favorite guy. And so I think wide receivers continue to do what they do. I'm going to even go an extra mile. This is a Brew McCoy kind of game. I think they are going to keep us in front of them. The 3-3-5 is designated to not get beat deep, right? You're going to sometimes have a 3-3 stack. So you might have tackle, in, Mike, left, right, like stacked, right? And you're going to have 5 guys literally in just like a 3 cloud or something. They don't want to get beat deep. And so they're going to have to bring somebody down in that box if they're going to stop the run, because I think Tennessee is going to run the ball effectively, even with 6 in the box. I promise you. Because
100%.
you telling me Dylan Sampson only got to make one guy miss?
Mm.
One? Okay. I like my chances. Turner, this might be a game for you, bro. I see a lot of speed options on the way in a game like this. Seriously.
No, for real.
3-3-5, like you got to make somebody come down. It's going to be one-on-one. It's going to be
100%.
one-on-one.
Yeah.
My third thing is I wrote it like this. Is Nico truly that boy? What I mean is this is the game where I think everything that people are either questioning or are unsure of, he answers. He's so cool. He's so calm. We get to see that tomorrow. Corey, keys to victory, offense.
Number one, most importantly, I think it's important that we get up by 10-14 by the end of the first quarter and maintain a multi-score lead till halftime. The reason I say that, I'm not worried about Grayson McCall after digging deeper into his history, his stats. Yes, he does a decent job taking care of the ball, but his stats are not that impressive, and he was playing in the Sun Belt. So if you want me to be impressed by your QB statistics, you need to play someone better than Appalachia State every year, because that was the hardest team they faced probably each of the years he was there. You could maybe argue UCLA last year. If we do that, I think it takes Jordan Waters out of the game. Obviously, Kevin Concepcion is a great wide receiver, but he kind of needs Grayson McCall to play well for him to play well. Someone's got to get
They're
him the
going to
ball.
move him around, bro. Like they're going to put him in the backfield. They're going to motion him. Even if it's a jet pass, they are going to do everything they can to get him the football.
Mm-hmm. Second key to victory, we got to get off the field on third downs.
Bro.
Period. They are going to run the ball a lot. So we're not going to be I don't think early on we're going to be in a whole lot of third and long situations unless we shut down the run and get some tackles in the backfield. So we're going to have to be.
We can do that. I
down.
believe Western Carolina, had 9 TFLs last week. 9. Western Carolina had 9 TFLs, bro.
Mm-hmm. And then to echo kind of what y'all are saying, run the ball. Western Carolina, to bring up another stat from last week, averaged 6.3 yards per carry.
I promise we're going to do a lot better than that, though.
I can promise
Dylan Sampson is going to eat if they don't adjust their defense for that.
Quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Quickly. All right, let's take the keys to victory to the defensive side. I'm going to go first. My 3 keys are very simple. On the outside, I'm starting with the defensive backs. Lock up. I think if you can just hold your position, own your zones for a minute, just own them for 3 to 5 seconds, that's going to give us enough time to get where we need to get defensive line wise. Point number 2, go be a dog, James Pierce. I think if James Pierce shows who he is and continues to just thrive, man, and be that top 10, top 5, potentially draft pick in the 25 draft, this is a game that makes you that money. Go be a dog, James Pierce. And then my third thing kind of is defense, but not really. I want to continue to see special teams. Like, I was very impressed with our special teams unit last week. Punt, block for a tutty. Squirrel White was one person away from a punt return from being a touchdown. Special teams, very important in that game tomorrow because NC State's got good special teams as well. So I think that's big time for us.
Yeah, I mean, I already said one of mine on the offensive side because that's how important it is. Get off the field on third down.
Yeah.
Get out of there. But secondly, we need to be able to get pressure on Grayson with 4 to 5 people rushing.
I agree. If we're getting pressure with 4, it's gonna be a long night.
Yeah. And even if we only have to bring 5, if we only have to bring 1 extra guy, I think it's going to be a long night. But if we get into situations where we're having to bring 6 or 7, or we've let Jordan just run the ball on us and it's a close game, then it's going to turn into one of those grinded out kind of games. And we're not going to win by as much as I think we should win by. And then really, honestly, lock down Concepcion. I know they're going to move him around the field, but I think you got to talk to your safeties And if he ends up on the slot, they know that they are going where he is. One of them is going where he is. Whichever side of the field he's on, you are locking him down.
Can I say something real fast?
Sure.
Don't y'all think that this is a perfect game for like Boo Carter's coming out party?
Oh, yeah.
Like, wouldn't you think, like, Concepcion is a slot guy, but they're going to put him on the outside. They're going to put him on the end. They're going to move him around. But it just seems like, to me, like Boo Carter's going to get most of those matchups because they see freshman on the title of his name, but they don't know who he is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Turn, what about you, bro? Defense.
3 keys defensively. I'm going to say number 1, play clean. No penalties. Number 2, get off the field on 3rd down. Like C2 said, and I think kind of elaborating on that, I know our defense is very a all or nothing type of defense. Been in the past like, hey, we're gonna rush 8 and hope we get there, but if we don't get there, you're gonna get a big chunk. I hope we don't have to do that as much, and we can get pressure with 4 or 5, so that way we can help out our secondary. Number 3, for me, this is way out there. Mine's Will Brooks, bro.
Wow, Willie.
Will Brooks and Keenan Pili, in my opinion. Gotta have good safeties.
Vets. You're 2 vets, bro.
Yeah. Will Brooks kind of crazy saying that, but I do. I think he's been there. He's been there forever. I mean, I remember us talking even on the podcast after the Bama game, and we're like, who is the dude out there at safety at the end of the game? You know what I mean?
Against Alabama, what are we doing?
At the end of the game.
Or like the Florida game when William Wright was out there playing on the last few drives. And I'm like, why is this guy on the field, bro? What are we doing?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, boys. I don't know. I got a good feeling. I got a really good feeling in my gut about this game overall. But before we even dive into our final score predictions, y'all know what we got, man. We got pump the gas or hit the brakes. So we got 4 things like we always do. First one is this. So y'all, pump the gas, hit the brakes. Bru McCoy scores the first wide receiving touchdown tomorrow. Pump the gas or hit the brakes.
Is a tight end considered a receiver?
I said Bru
exactly
McCoy.
what I was going to ask.
I said Bru McCoy.
Yeah, no, I'm saying are you counting a tight end as a wide receiver?
Are you saying that he gonna line up as a tight end?
No, I'm just saying like.
No, I'm asking you.
He and I both think a tight end. No, he and I both think a tight end is going to get the first receiving touchdown.
Yes. Well, then y'all hitting the brakes because y'all don't think Bru's going to score.
That's why I was asking is a tight end.
Oh, he scores. I just don't think it's first.
Oh, okay. I think Bru scores first, bro. I think Bru scores first. And I think they're going to put him on I think they're going to put him on something like they did with that little toss thing. They're going to kind of fake something out of that and throw a screen or something. And he's going to get loose, get boogie with it.
I think you're going to see the exact same thing you've seen with Ethan Davis.
Same exact play.
100%.
Man, but it's going to be Holden Stays this time.
Yeah.
Or Kisselman, whichever one. Pump the gas or hit the brakes. James Pierce has 2 or more sacks.
That's a tough one.
It is tough.
I'm
pumping the gas though, bro.
I'm gonna pump the gas too. I really am. I think he's so ready to get out there and play after last week. Yeah.
What about you, C2?
I'm going gas if we get that multi-score lead. Because I think they're going to be so focused on running the ball that they may not pass enough for people to get sacks if it's a close game.
Okay. Pump the gas or hit the brakes. A Tennessee defensive back catches an interception.
This is the one that burned me last week.
I'm gonna hit the gas. He threw a pick last week.
Yeah, pump it. Pump that gas, brother.
Ricky Gibson.
I'm pumping the brakes on this one. The reason I say that is he does not, as unimpressive as his numbers are, he doesn't typically throw a lot of interceptions.
But he ain't seen this D line in his mouth.
Actually, bro, you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say yes, and I'm gonna say Boo Carter. I think Boo Carter's gonna
Call-
jump a screen.
shot.
It might
Calling
be
his
6.
shot.
Ooh.
It
Come
might
on,
be
Boo.
6.
Wait, did I hear pick 6?
I think he's gonna jump a screen. He jumps a screen, it's 6.
If he does, it's a pick 6 because he will outrun every one of
Yes.
their players.
Hey,
Hey, I'm gonna tell
100%.
you this: if we get a pick 6, the game is over.
Over.
It don't matter if it's
Whatever
the
it
first
is.
drive. It's over. Game over. You could turn the TV off then. But we're not. We're gonna rejoice together.
Yeah.
At this point now, C2, I don't care what you got planned for tomorrow. It's canceled. You're gonna be here. Okay. And if we all were in the same place, we would just turn up and have a good night. Last one, real quick. Pump the gas or hit the brakes. Dylan Sampson rushes for 100 yards.
Pump that, man.
Pump it.
that gas pedal's through the floorboard. And it's scraping along the bottom of the road.
Part 2. Dylan Sampson rushes for 150 or more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I'm gonna hit the brakes on that. I'm thinking about 140.
No.
I'm thinking 136.
No,
I'm gonna say
150.
140. He said
He
140.
busted-
busting,
said 150.
he's busting through them.
Ooh.
Hey man, D Samp got 150.
It's a long night.
If
he got 150,
that goes back. If D Samp has 150, he will get what we talked about earlier.
The SEC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Y'all, let's go ahead and hop it in, man. We wrapping up the one more day, but y'all know what we got to do first. Let's do the college football pick 'em. I've got the best 10 games according to ESPN, and we are going to fly through these. So, boys, what we got here? Texas and Michigan. Who you taking?
Texas.
I
too.
also had Texas.
Michigan was not impressive last week. 30-10 to trash teams. Come on, bro. You can't do that. Arkansas, Oklahoma State. Very, very happy that Arkansas was so excited about their 70-0 win against Arkansas Pine Bluff. But Oklahoma State and Ollie Gordon about to wake them up real quick. I'm taking Oklahoma State.
I'm gonna say Arkansas.
I also went Arkansas.
We're going to see. I'll talk to you on Sunday after that L. Georgia Tech and Syracuse. It's just hard for me to pick against Georgia Tech right now, bro.
I'm on the Tech wagon, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Put
Georgia
them
Tech.
down.
For sure.
Kick Vandy out of the SEC and bring them back.
Speaking of Syracuse, though, if there are any NC State fans that tuned in, y'all need to talk to your school's hype department. Showing clips of y'all hit stick in Syracuse is not something that's intimidating for an SEC school. It's Syracuse. Like, y'all got to work on your hype videos. That was sad.
And then
That
them
was
trying
really
to dog
sad.
Nico and make Nico
Yeah.
seem arrogant. I was like, bro, these people are complete idiots. Idiots, man. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. This is an interesting game. Both teams 1-0. Both teams rebuilding in a way. Cincinnati's at home. I still am very indifferent, but I went with Pitt because I just know that defensively they are always very good.
I'm gonna go Pitt too.
Pitt looked better than Cincy to me last week, and that's what I just kind of had to base this one on because I don't care enough about either team to dive that deep, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah. Iowa State and Iowa rivalry game early in the year, week 2. That's kind of crazy that they're playing so early. Who you got?
Oh, it's Iowa. That they can finally score more than 6 points?
Yeah,
Are you kidding
I was
me?
shocked. Yeah,
Iowa, they win.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say Iowa too as well.
yeah. Okay. Couple more here, boys. Kansas and Illinois. I think this is a very underrated game, and it's lopsided right now, obviously, with Kansas and those running backs. But Illinois is not bad.
I'm still gonna say Kansas.
I also went Kansas, but I think it's a 1-score game.
Close game. I'm gonna take Kansas as well. Let's go to Colorado and Nebraska. I love you, Travis. I love you, Mr. Perfect Timing. I love you, Shador. But y'all about to get smacked.
Yeah.
Nebraska.
Yeah.
By probably
It's Nebraska.
two or three of them. Now Travis Hunter gonna go crazy. He might catch a pick, might score 2-3 touchies. But
They gonna lose though.
Yeah.
Jordan Seaton's gonna get absolutely demolished. I love watching him suck. I love watching him get killed. It's amazing.
I think they're going to get behind early, which is going to help Travis Hunter have a crazy good game.
Yeah.
Because they're just gonna start feeding him.
Yeah, because they're just going to have to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's not gonna matter.
Texas Tech and Washington State. I don't know about this one. I don't watch. I don't watch either one of them. I know Texas Tech typically great air raid offense. Washington State just lost their quarterback who just went down in the swamp and beat Florida. So I don't know.
I went Washington State, and I'm pretty confident about it.
Nice. I'm going Tech.
I went Tech.
They only beat Abilene Christian by 1 point last week, and they gave up 51 points to them.
That's a lot. That's pretty
That's
bad,
a lot.
actually.
That is a lot.
Mississippi State and Arizona State.
Mississippi State.
I'm taking Jeff Lebby. Mississippi State.
I went Arizona State. I learned my lesson last week when I picked Wyoming against them. So, sorry, Sun Devils.
It wasn't Jeff Lebby.
That's true.
And last but not least, the battle in Charlotte, North Carolina. The number 14 Tennessee Volunteers and the number 24 NC State Wolfpack. The Icy Whites, the Stormtroopers are going to be in full effect. Night game, boys. This is big time. This is big time. This is the first SEC on ABC for Tennessee this year. Gonna be a massive, massive, massive game. A little bit better competition. I love it. I think we show up, man. I think we show up in a mighty way. I think on Monday I said 38-17. I'm really, really leaning on 42-17, but I'm going to stay 38-17 Vols. Turner, where are we looking?
Vols.
Hey, this boy feeling froggy right now.
I've got I told you 3 or 4 on the phone earlier. I'm gonna say 41-21.
I like it. C2 looking a little mischievous down here. So he finna say something wild.
Wow.
And I'm very prepared for this.
Like 42.
I'm going to tell you the same thing that I told y'all last week once I watched the show that I wasn't in when you did your score predictions. You are underrating our offense. Last week I said we were going to score 62. They gave me 7 extra. They scored 69. 55-24 Vols.
We put up 55.
And 7 of those 24 come late in the fourth quarter.
Oh. With a score like that, Corey, is it safe to say that you think Nico's out at halftime again?
I think fourth quarter. I don't think he's out at halftime.
If we're pulling starters at the fourth quarter, bro, I mean that
It's gonna be a long season, boys. If that, bro, now you got me believing. You,
But I don't know.
Dylan
Also,
both.
Heupel could just keep him in. I never know when he's going to pull people or when he's not. To be honest with you, so we could be up 55-17, and he's still got Nico out there doing stuff. I don't know.
55-24.
Yep, that's the final.
That's filthy. That's filthy, bro.
I'm
Well,
glad they give me 7 extra again.
if we score
That's what I'm hoping.
Bro, we scored 50 on their head and 2 hours away from their crib. He's hiding in your windows. He's snatching your people. Hide your kids and hide your husband. Cause I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna be insane. Hide the Wolfpack fans if that happens, because they've been talking crazy, but we also been talking crazy, and I love it because we always do that. We do that to teams that we know we're gonna lose to. Every year we talk crazy to Georgia. Georgia, we live rent free in Georgia fans' heads at all times. I hope every Georgia fan watched this whole show and just heard me say that too. So, but you already know, man, it's straight up Tennessee, baby. This has been the one more day. I've got 38-17. Turn, what was yours again? 41-21. And then C2 with the big boy 55-24. Y'all go ahead, drop all of your score predictions right there below us, right here at the chat box. We want to see it. We want to respond to you. Y'all, tomorrow is a big game. 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central. Duke's Mayo Classic, man. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see what the Vols do. And so y'all know what to do, man. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification right now so you never miss a show. We are on the way to 1K. Let's get there before Florida Week. We cannot wait to see y'all back on Sunday for the next day episode. It's going to be fire, too, because we're going to be talking about 55-24. That's going to be nuts. So you already know what to do, man. We'll see y'all back live on Sunday at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. For my guy turn, from my boy C2, it's your boy Ruck in the building. You already know what it is, man. It's straight up Tennessee, baby. We'll see you live on Sunday. Go Vols.